We call to the spirit of water, that which we crave at this time of year when everything gets dry. We ask you to come and bless the lands with enough of your blessing that the crops continue to grow and the land is no more scorched. We bid you hail and welcome. We call to the air, the communicator, the one that eases the burden of a hot day, cooling the sweat on our brow. We bid you hail and welcome. We call to the fire, the passion, and the burning heat that beats upon us this time of year. We ask for your continued blessings in helping things grow and ask that you show us mercy in the heat of the day. We bid you hail and welcome. We call to the earth, the stable one, the one that remembers. We ask you keep growing and nourishing all that which comes from you. We bid you hail and welcome. To each of the elements, we offer thanks and petition for continued harvest and mercy from your harsher sides. To the spirit of the first harvest, when the summer still beats upon us, but the earth has yielded its first fruits, offering us nourishment and reward for hard work. You who stand in the middle between fall and summer, we bid you hail and welcome. To the great and mysterious God Wepwawet, opener of ways, finder of paths, who is there for us at the beginning and the end, finding a way in and out of this world. We bid you hail and welcome. We give offerings of oat and corn to these gods that we have invited here today. This time of year, the first harvest, called Lammas, called Lunasa, called Lofmas, called the first harvest. In nature, it is one of the most brutal times. The sun is scorching hot and there's less rain than there has been. But there is the gift of the first harvest, corn and barley and rice, all the things, the wheat, the hay. Some of the less glamorous harvest that we get, not as celebrated as the fruits and the gourds, but very, very necessary. These are life-sustaining harvest times. Just when things seem almost too difficult, too hot to work, but work must be done. It's a difficult time of year to be outside, and yet it is the time of year most suited to it. So this spirit of this time of year is both giving and brutal. And so we honor it We ask its blessings and its mercy every time. If you'll close your eyes and let yourself take a deep breath, hold it and let it out. Let me take you on what will be perhaps a very surreal journey. Feel yourself expanding, losing a fixed form. Feel yourself be liquid and expand to be the whole ocean. You're vast, very little parts of this world that you do not touch. Small things dwell within you like organs and cells. These are living creatures, whales and stingrays. They're just there. They do you no harm. They don't bother you. They just are. You are the ocean and you are vast. Now feel your consciousness shrink. No longer the whole ocean. You're becoming smaller and smaller and smaller until you're a single molecule of water rising up in evaporation. Rather than vast and heavy and covering the world, you're now tiny and weightless and floating, drifting up, further and further into the sky. There are others around you like you, but now you are singular, no longer the ocean, not even a drop, something so much smaller, but still, you remember the ocean because water remembers. You gather in the sky with others, molecule of water, patching together, and you become part of a cloud, but you are still singular for a little while. You drift above the ocean now above the land. And there are enough of you that you do begin to form together. Part of a cloud, you become a raindrop. You're heavy again, so you begin to fall. There's no panic. There's no sense of fear of what might happen when you hit the ground. You are rain and rain falls. It is what you are meant to do, and it feels right. As you fall to the earth, you hit the ground in a field recently plowed, and you sink into the earth, landing on a recently planted kernel of corn. You soak into that corn and you become that corn. It's a different feeling. You're no longer water at all. You're now a solid thing, a growing thing. And you feel yourself rising to the sky again, and it's so familiar to what you did before as that molecule of water, but instead you remain attached to the ground this time, a growing stalk, an ear of corn. You grow and you grow, and the sun beats down on you, and more rain falls and soaks into you, but you remain the corn. And you grow and you ripen. And when the heat is nearly unbearable and you are tall and strong, men come with wolfish smiles and sharp sides. You are cut down along with all the others. You hit the ground, you're gathered, you're bundled. The men with scythes work hard. Sweat pours from them as the same sun that you were reaching for beats down upon you all. You placed dark room and you dry out. It feels all the memory of water is nearly gone from you. You feel drier than you've ever been. And then there come more men. These rend you from yourself, and you feel your consciousness shrinking, no longer a stalk. Now you're simply an ear of corn. They take you, place you in a mill, and you are ground. Your consciousness scattered and then shrunk into a single grain, milled all together. Are you the grain or are you the entire sack of grain? It doesn't really matter. You are what you are, and this is what has become of you. Eventually, you're removed from this sack, along with so many other grains. You're mixed with other things: water, egg, milk, whatever. You're placed again into blistering heat, only this time it is dark heat, an oven. You're being cooked into a pan of cornbread, and now it is what you are. You're taken out, placed on a table, and a woman reaches and takes a slice, and you are the slice. She eats you, grinding you within her teeth, soaking with other foods. And you travel into her, parts of you breaking off, and now you've shrunk again, and now you're a single nourishing molecule. You're one tiny thing that can help something grow. And you travel within her to a life growing within her. And you expand, and now you are that life. You're pressured in the dark, but you're warm and safe until the pressure increases and you're pushed painfully towards a blinding light. And a man with the same wolfish smile as those men who held the scythes pulls you from the warmth of the womb. In this moment, you're a new human infant, and you still remember being cornbread, being corn, being raindrop, being a cloud, being a molecule, and being the entire ocean, and perhaps something before. Who knows how much you remember in this moment when you are still fresh and new to the human life. And you'll grow. You will experience harvests from the side of the man who holds the scythe. And when you die, you'll become something else. But for now, this is your life. And all the lives you've ever lived, you've transitioned from so many things, one to another, and some part of you remembers all of it. But as you must learn to be human, you must forget all these other things so that you can be human. You must do as humans do. Just as when you were rain, you must fall, and when you were a molecule, you must rise, and when you were corn, you must be cut down and made into something else. And so, now that you are here, now that you have so much to do with your human hands and your human feet and your human brain and your human spirit, open your eyes and remember who you are now. and to remember the spirits that were part of you once and will be part of you again and are part of you now. We give them further offering. We offer food made of such grains. To the gods, to the spirits, to the ancestors, to ourselves. May we never hunger in this life. And we offer wine to the gods, to the spirits, to the ancestors, to ourselves. May we never thirst in this life. And may we remember that all we consume has spirit and becomes part of us or part of something else each time it is devoured. May we always be thankful for that sacrifice for the duty of others. To the great God Wepwawet, you who bring us in and take us out, we thank you for your presence, and we thank you for the ways that you have opened for us. We bid you hail and farewell. To the spirit of the first harvest, fertile and giving, we are grateful to you and all that you do for us, for the corn, for the barley, for the shedding of old times and the embracing of the new. We thank you once more and we bid you hail and farewell. To the spirit of earth, which holds us up, which remembers, which was baked hard this time of year and yet still yields so much nourishment to us. We thank you and we bid you hail and farewell. To the spirit of fire, who blazes down this nourishment upon us and feeds the crops with the sunlight, even as it beats upon us and we wish for mercy from it. We still thank you for your gifts, and we bid you hail and farewell. To the spirit of air, which cools and relieves us and carries our whispers of prayers, of gratitude, and sometimes our screams of frustration. You do so much for us, and we thank you and bid you hail and farewell. And to the spirit of water, which lives within us all, which inhabits our air and our breath and our bodies, flowing us from life to life and place to place, relieving us and nourishing us, and we thank you for all that you do. We bid you hail and farewell. And let our circle now be open, never broken.